I thought I had struck gold. The mighty Saul, the king of Israel, was dead on Mount Gilboa, and I was the one carrying his crown and bracelet. I told myself, this is it. This is my chance to win favor with David. He will thank me, reward me, maybe even honor me for bringing him freedom from his greatest enemy. As I ran, my mind painted the scene. David smiling, his men cheering, me lifted high as the man who brought good news. I imagined gold, status, safety under the new king. After all, Saul had hated David, hunted him, tried to kill him. Surely David would be glad that the chase was over. But what I didn't know was that I wasn't running toward reward. I was running toward judgment. I wasn't bringing good news. I was carrying the weight of death in my hands. Before I tell you how I lost everything with one sentence from David's lips, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because these are not just old stories. They are life-changing lessons for today. I arrived at David's camp exhausted but excited. My clothes were torn, my body covered in dust, but my heart raced with the thought of glory. In my hands I carried the crown and bracelet of Israel's fallen king. These weren't just ornaments, they were symbols of power, proof that I had stood where kings had fallen. When I entered David's presence, I fell to the ground, pretending humility. I said the words I had rehearsed 100 times on the road. Saul and Jonathan are dead. Then, as if presenting treasure, I stretched out my hands and placed the crown and bracelet before him. I expected smiles. I expected cheers. I thought David's men would embrace me as the hero who brought freedom from their greatest enemy. I even imagined my name being remembered as the one who ended David's suffering. But instead of celebration, silence fell. David's face grew pale, his jaw tightened, and in that moment I realized this was not the reaction I had planned for. I stood frozen as the air grew heavy. Instead of joy, David tore his clothes in anguish, and his men did the same. Then the camp filled with wailing, grown warriors weeping like children. My heart twisted with confusion. Why was he mourning? Why cry for the man who had hunted him across deserts and caves, the king who had thrown spears at him? Then David's voice rang out, breaking through the sorrow.
Tell it not in Gath. Publish it not in the streets of Ashkelon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice.
I shivered. His words weren't for me, they were for heaven and earth to hear. David wasn't thinking of himself nor of his throne. He was thinking of God's honor, of Israel's dignity. He refused to let the enemies of God laugh at Israel's shame. In that moment, I realized David was not like other men. His grief was deeper than hatred, his loyalty greater than revenge. And I began to fear that my good news was not good at all. My confidence drained away as David's gaze locked on me. His tears had not softened him, they had sharpened him. Then came the question that sealed my fate.
How were you not afraid to stretch forth your hand to destroy the Lord's anointed?
My mouth went dry. I tried to explain, tried to twist the truth. I said I had only finished what Saul had begun, that I had acted mercifully. But David was not deceived. In his eyes, I was guilty of arrogance. Whether my story was true or false, I had dared to claim the death of God's chosen king. Then David gave the order.
Go, fall upon him.
Before I could breathe another word, his guards seized me. I felt the weight of their blades, the judgment of heaven pressing down. In that moment, I knew my ambition had betrayed me. I thought I was bringing victory to David, but I was only delivering my own death sentence. The crown I carried became my curse. The reward I dreamed of turned to ashes, and my name, forgotten in shame. I thought I was clever that day. I saw the crown, the bracelet, and I thought, this is my chance. David will reward me. I'll rise in Israel. But my mouth betrayed me. Instead of honor, I found death. My mistake became my judgment. Now I warn you, never build your life on lies like I did. Lies may shine for a moment, but their fire will burn you in the end. Do not rejoice in another's downfall. I rejoiced in Saul's pain, and it destroyed me. Remember this. What you laugh at today may be the very thing that buries you tomorrow, and above all, honor what God honors. David wept for Saul because Saul was the Lord's anointed. I failed to see that, and I paid the price. Let my story be your lesson. Ambition without wisdom is a grave. Choose truth, choose humility, choose God.
Tell it not in Gath. Publish it not in the streets of Ashkelon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice.
Lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph.